is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night. And I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night. Morning Meditations with C.J. Marshall.
Good morning. Do you ever wonder why we have crime and violence and all these things like rape and incest and all these different sins that make the world unbearable to live in? Why do we have all these awful things? Well, we are trying to live pure lives. All we see are these awful things around about us. Why is that? Well, it comes from the heart, Jesus says. If you turn your attention this morning to Matthew chapter 15, he says in verse 18, he says, but what comes out of the stomach proceeds from the heart. This is what defiles a person. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, violence, false witness, slander. These are what defile a person, but to eat with unwashed hands does not defile anyone. So what we're trying to figure out why all these bad things are happening, let's look at the root of the problem. The pride of life, our heart is not right. Jesus says, out of the heart come evil thoughts. These things come from our heart. In Matthew chapter 6, in verses 19 to 20, Jesus makes a similar point here in the midst of the Sermon on the Mount. He says, where our heart is, there our treasure will be also. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroy, neither thieves break in and steal. For where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. So violence, crime come from the heart. Why? Because that's where people's treasure are. If you want to do good, it starts by setting your heart right. Philippians 4 verse 8 says we need to think on things that are pure and just and lovely. And so if we set our minds as a society and our hearts in the right place, and we're meditating on godly things, we're not going to see violence in our streets. We're not going to see injustice in our courts. Our heart will be right. It's not what's on the outside will defile you, but it's what comes out of your heart. What's in your heart? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Morning Meditations. May we always be like the psalmist that says, oh, how I love you, Lord. It is my meditation of the day. See you next time.
Morning meditations, oh how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night. And I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night.